Hello everybody and welcome to the Sonoma Raceway for the NASCAR Heat 5 2023 Mod Career Mode Craftsman Truck Series race here from Sonoma. Another episode of this career mode. Matt Mills put it on pole position, Mason Maggio to the rear of the field, and we are of course in this race as well. Our penultimate truck start of the season. Our number 98 Road Ranger Ford for Thor Sport Racing here as we try to get our first truck road course win of the season. We are green and underway here in Sonoma. Can we conquer wine country and bring home the victory here in this triple header episode of racing, where we're racing in trucks, Xfinity, and Cup triple duties? We're battling Matt Mills for the lead in turn 1. We go a little bit wide. Off into the sand we go through turn 2. Now heading up the hill through turns 3 and 4. We get to the back of the 42. Right back to the inside of Matt Mills in a beautiful textbook pass here in Sonoma. And we are right back into the lead here on lap number 1, trying to drive away now to win the opening stage here in Sonoma. And that's exactly what we will do, is we just lapped Keith McGee there, who's coming down pit road. So here we are going to win stage 1 in dominating fashion here at Sonoma in the Craftsman Truck Series, holding off Matt Mills and Ross Chastain, who follow us through to be second and third. Then Ben Rhodes and Chandler Smith, the top 5. Stuart Friesen, Michael McDowell, Andres Perez, Dawson Sutton, and Butterbean Queen, the top 10. So we take the stage 1 victory with ease here in Sonoma. Now on to stage number 2, where we're going to look to rinse and repeat here and continue our strong start to the day here in wine countries. We are starting on the inside here. Matt Mills on our outside. Another 5-lap stage here. We'll easily clear Matt Mills once again. And a great restart for us here as we go up the hill through turns 1 and 2. And we are right back where we have been all day long, in control of this race, leading the way here. Now a few laps later, we're still leading over Matt Mills and Ross Chastain, trying to bring home this stage win. The caution is going to come out, ending stage 2 prematurely, which gives us the stage 2 win. So we sweep the stages here at Sonoma. Matt Mills, Chastain, Rhodes, Friesen, the top 5. Chandler Smith, Perez, McDowell, Dawson Sutton, and Grant Enfinger earns the final stage point in 10th. Now we get back underway with just 8 laps to go in this final stage here in Sonoma in the Craftsman Truck Series. We make a brilliant 3-wide move to the inside of Chastain and Matt Mills here up into turn 2. Up the hill, a great pass easily into second. Now can we clear Matt Mills heading up the hill towards our downhill section in 3 and 4? And we do. We clear Mills and we right back in control with a big slide on exit of the corner. Almost into the sand. We somehow save it but lose a ton of momentum. And Matt Mills now has a 1-second advantage. We now have to chase down the 42 truck to get this lead back here in Sonoma. A few laps later, that's what we have done. We give the 42 a shot right on his back bumper here to the inside of Mills for the lead, possibly for the win. We send it in, a little bit of contact, but we get the lead back here in Sonoma by the 42 of Matt Mills. And the caution, though, will come out with just 6 laps remaining for the 9 of Grant Enfinger, blowing a tire through the S's and spinning himself around off course, and then coming back on track and getting slammed into hard by Frankie Muniz in the 22, and then back into the barrier. So NASCAR forces out the yellow, and then he's still crashing afterwards, getting hit by the 41 truck, getting hit by Friesen, and off the track he goes. A very tough stretch for Enfinger. So I have a restart here. It's going to be just 2 laps to go in regulation here in Sonoma. We have a great restart, able to clear Matt Mills easily here through turns 1, now up the hill into turn 2. So far a great restart here as we try to drive away to victory here today. Clear over Matt Mills. Now here we are on the final lap of racing here, presented by Credit One Bank from Sonoma. We have driven off now to a 3.2-second lead over Matt Mills. We're going to cap off a absolutely dominant performance here today in Sonoma, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, as we come through the final left-hander, and we will win at Sonoma in the Truck Series in absolutely dominant fashion, sweeping the stages, winning the race, leading the most laps. And here we are to do our burnout on the front straightaway here in Sonoma after a tremendous victory. Be able to hold off Matt Mills, who still had a career day in second, and Ross Chastain, who in his penultimate truck start of the season comes home with a solid 3rd place effort, as we do a little burnout here on the front stretch before we continue on. Probably the goal is to get down here to the back straightaway, or this final straightaway coming to the start finish line, is to burn out in the middle of the track in front of everybody here, celebrate. So for one more truck start left. That'll be at Darlington in 2 races. But here we are standing in victory lane, celebrating with the crew after another dominant road course win, this time in the Truck Series, which is our first road course of the season in trucks. So now your final race results. Of course, we pick up the win. A tremendous career day for Matt Mills, earning 18 stage points and finishing in second. Ross Chastain, a great run in third. Michael McDowell, great run in fourth for that Spire 07 truck. Andres Perez gets a great top 5 effort. Then Dawson Sutton, Ben Rhodes, Chandler Smith, Brent Cruz, and Brendan Queen, the top 10. How about Tony Breidinger, the top 15 efforts? Great road course run from her. But, of course, a couple of guys. Zane Smith, very disappointing, down in 16th. Friesen, after pitting, ended up down in 20th. Ruggiero, LaJoy, Ankrum, a couple of trucks didn't get the finishes they were looking for. Of course, Enfinger, Dean after that crash, ending up in 31st. So we pick up the win. So the standings are very similar to how they've been. 2 races to go in the Truck Series regular season. Gio Ruggiero have the huge 4 wins, so he's got the regular season championship locked up. Chandler Smith all but clinched the playoffs on points. Queen, Enfinger looking solid. Ankrum, of course, with that win in the top 5 in points. Then 3 wildcard spots. LaJoy and Finch occupy 2 of them with the victory. And then Ben Rhodes has the other wildcard position by 26 points over Brent, or he has it, but he's 26 points below 5th, and he's got 50 points on Brent Cruz compared to Stuart Friesen out by 52, Garcia out by 59. Must-win scenario for Dawson Sutton, Connor Hall, Lawless Allen. So now we are going to have the NASCAR Xfinity Series in action. Of course, the second race of our triple header today. We are also racing this one as Stories of the Race. Daniel Dye, Ryan Ellis, and Matt DiBenedetto all have to start at the rear of the field due to a multitude of issues here. As we have to bring home the victory in our number 28 University of Rhode Island Ford Mustang here for Ryan Sieg Racing. We had a solid qualifying effort. We're going to be starting this one here from position number 7 as we are green and underway here in Sonoma in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Can we bring home the win working the inside of Anthony Alfredo, the 21? Then we dive to the inside of Kaz Grala and Connor Mozak, 3 wide. Into the top 5 we go here, and a great move here to the outside of Harrison Burton in the 30 will allow us to jump up into position number 4 after we clear Connor Mozak through turn 3. Now up through turn 4 and down towards turn 5. We send it way deep there, slide off into the sand, manage to hang on to it, and we're going to cross over the 00 of Lane Riggs here and fight our way into 3rd place, now only behind the road course ringers of Shane Van Gisbergen and AJ Allmendinger. And a few laps later, we give a shot to the 16, and we force our way by Allmendinger. Into 2nd we go, now just chasing down SVG for the lead here in Sonoma. Can we make it happen? A few laps later, does not look like that is the case. SVG 2.7 seconds down the road on this final lap of the stage. I'm just looking to maintain 2nd as Shane Van Gisbergen will dominate and win stage 1 here in Sonoma. We come through in 2nd, followed by AJ Allmendinger in 3rd, Lane Riggs in 4th, and Connor Mozak will round out the top 5. And the rest of you got Harrison Burton, Austin Green, Anthony Alfredo, Kaz Grala, and William Sawalich, the top 10. So there's a stage point distribution. Of course, we know Austin Green, great road racer there in 7th. Same thing with Grala in 9th. And then, of course, SVG, though, picking up the stage 1 win. Can we beat SVG in stage 2? We are about to find out. Here we go. 5 lap stage number 2. It is Van Gisbergen and Allmendinger on the front. We give the 16 a little shot here to the back of AJ Allmendinger trying to get to the inside. We force our way 3 wide off the curb, a little bit sideways. SVG holds on to the lead, but we take 2nd back from Allmendinger. And now we're on the bumper of the 9. Little shot to the SVG, giving him a good old bump and run to the inside. Contact. We're both sideways. We both save it. We are now into the lead for the first time today here in Sonoma as we have passed Shane Van Gisbergen for position number 1. And we are in control here in Sonoma now. A few laps later, Ryan Sieg has blown a tire and crashed here on lap 11, driving into the concrete wall there, and that will put an end to Sieg's day and probably playoff hopes here as we wind down this regular season. No caution, though. We stay green. Meanwhile, to our inside, here comes the 30 of Harrison Burton, who is going to take the lead away, and all of a sudden, Burton has a ton of speed out of nowhere. I mean, we definitely don't think of Harrison Burton as a tremendous road racer, but here he is right now as we get physical and basically drive through him there to maintain the race lead. But it is getting intense here. And then we bounce off the wall right there going through the curbs right there. Harrison Burton sends it back to our inside, repays the favor. You know, that's completely understood. I mean, we kind of drove through him last time we got the lead. So Harrison Burton repays the favor, gets the lead back, and we have to settle him for 2nd, trying to chase the 30 down, sending it all that we got to get him back there. And we send it way too deep into the corner. We're both off into the sand. We both hang on to it. And this battle for the lead continues between Harrison Burton and SVG, lurking in 3rd. Contact to a corner you can't go too wide through. We have to lift, and Harrison Burton will scurry away into P1. I tried to send it to get back to him, so I'm frustrated I lost the lead, and that was just a stupid move because that cost us another 2 positions. SVG Allmendinger go by just like that. We dropped from 1st to 4th, And that is going to be the end of the stage. Harrison Burton will steal stage 2 here in Sonoma. SVG second, Allmendinger third, myself and Lane Riggs run out the top 5. And then Anthony Alfredo, Connor Mozak, Kaz Grala, Raja Karuth, and once again, Austin Green rounds out the top 10. Now here we are heading to the third and final stage of racing. Just 8 laps to go here in Sonoma, the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Can we make this one happen? Pushing the back of Lane Riggs into turn 1. We get to the inside of Riggs, go by him and AJ Allmendinger, so now we're back into third. And we just got to find a way by Harrison Burton, who has been incredibly impressive today. In SVG, we just punt the 30. Still frustrated at the way stage 2 ended, and we get into the 9 of SVG. Some contact. They're fighting hard for second, but we managed to hold the inside lane, and we will now send it and clear SVG for second. And the question is, can we beat the 30 of Harrison Burton, who's driven on off, and then we make a big mistake. A few laps later, almost spinning out into the dirt. That'll allow SVG to get second back, and we are struggling here late in this run, dropping down to third place. And the caution will save us with 4 laps to go. I couldn't quite find why, so now I have a restart for NASCAR overtime. 2 to go here in Sonoma. We get to the inside of Burton and SVG, and we just absolutely send it into turn 2, and it works absolutely brilliantly in our favor. And we are now clear in the lead by half a second, driving away now in the final lap, presented by Credit One Bank here in Sonoma. SVG one last shot at us into the hairpin, but we were able to hold him off as we take it conservatively through the hairpin. And now to the final left-hander of the start-finish line. We are going to survive an overtime restart and win in Sonoma, 2 for 2 to start the weekend, winning both the Truck Series and Xfinity Series races. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? As we burn it down here on the front straightaway. And that is our 4th Xfinity win in a row in our final start of the season, until, of course, we usually run the championship race just to see how that race plays out and who, our champions are crowned and whatnot. So here we are, burning it down into the hairpin corner after a huge win, being able to take the race back from Harrison Burton and SVG on that final restart. And so that was great here, now doing our Matt Kenseth style burnout right at the start-finish line before we head to victory lane to celebrate with the crew that got us here to victory lane by building such a fast race car. So now we look at our final race results here from this, of course, Xfinity race at Sonoma. We pick up the victory. A great effort from SVG in his final start of the Xfinity Series season, coming home in second, but still ends his Xfinity starts winless on the campaign. Harrison Burton comes home in third. Great effort for him. Season's best for sure. AJ Allmendinger fourth, and another road course top 5 in the bank for Austin Green. He comes home in fifth. Taylor Gray sixth. Great effort from Kaz Grala in seventh. Anthony Alfredo eighth. Best run of the season for Connor Mozak in ninth. And Raja Karuth will round out the top 10. See everyone else there finish through the rest of the grid. Not the finishes, Austin Dillon, Lane Riggs, or Ty Majeski. We're looking forward down there at the bottom of the grid with Ryan Sieg and Mason Massey. So now the update Xfinity Series standings. 1 race to go in the regular season. That being from Daytona. And you see here how it all shakes out. Ryan Truex and Anthony Alfredo have now clinched their spots in the playoffs on points. Caden Honeycutt, Corey Day are all but secure. Taylor Gray on the bubble, 23 points above Brandon Jones. And the 2 wildcard spots are still Sammy Smith and Nick Sanchez. Smithley, with his victory, is 38 behind Sanchez for the final wildcard spot. Mason Massey has officially been eliminated from playoff contention, even though he has a race win, because he wouldn't be able to make up the points to Nick Sanchez to get that final wildcard position. So Massey out of the playoffs. So now in the background, we're practicing qualifying for today's main event, the NASCAR Cup Series Toyota Save Mart 350 from Sonoma Raceway. Sam Mayer and Denny Hamlin, as well as Michael McDowell, have to go to the rear of the field. Inspection issues for McDowell and Mayer. Denny Hamlin had to change his engine after qualifying, and we are bringing back the number 2 discount tire Ford Mustang Dark Horse here at Sonoma, as pole position goes to William Byron. Alongside him, of course, no surprise, Shane Van Gisbergen. As we are underway in wine country of the NASCAR Cup Series in Sonoma. After today, just 2 races remain in the regular season. Who will be the 12 chase drivers as we easily clear William Byron and SVG up the hill into turn 2 with a brilliant move and are driving away here early in stage number 1. The field upside, we go for a big slide. Heading to the second right-hander here. We just make a mistake there. That was SVG to get back by us. Then we get physical, shove SVG wide. Both of us make incredible saves right there. That drops him down to third. Now to our inside comes William Byron in the 24, trying to get second in the points back from Kyle Larson, his teammate right now, as we clear Byron, get back into the race lead, then completely overcook the hairpin corner the ensuing lap. That allows Byron to take the lead back. We have to settle into second, where we now get back ahead of Shane Van Gisbergen in the 97 here with 3 laps to go in stage number 1, chasing down the number 24 machine of Byron. And we get to the inside of Byron, make a great move right there, a little bit of contact, trying not to get into him too much here, but just trying to get this lead back to the outside here, uphill back to the preferred lane. An absolutely beautiful textbook pass puts us back in the race lead. But now SVG uses the crossover on us heading to this hairpin corner. A few laps later, we return the favor. Just a little bit of contact. Good old Rubbins racing and move SVG up there out of the groove. And we are right back into the race lead here in Sonoma, where we'll bring home the stage 1 victory in wine country, our 16th stage win of the season, holding off SVG and the Hendrick trio of Byron, Elliott, and Larson to round out the top 5. Connor Zilich, great effort in 6th. Christopher Bell in 7th, Bowman 8th, Logano and Reddick earning the final couple of stage points. So we had to work for it there at the end, but we bring home the stage 1 win. On to stage number 2 here in Sonoma. We'll once again have a great restart and get out to the lead here. This stage 2 laps longer, this time a 7-lap second stage. Now a little while later, the caution's going to come out midway through this stage. I couldn't quite find why, but a yellow did indeed come out. No one out of the race. I'm going to go for a big slide in through the carousel corner here, and that will cost us the lead. Shane Van Gisbergen to the point here in Sonoma. Big mistake from us, our first huge one of the day, and that's going to cost us stage 2 as SVG drives away to win stage 2 here in Sonoma. We end up in second, still earning the most stage points on the day, tying SVG for that at least with 19. Connor Zilich up to third now, and then the Hendrick trio 4th, 5th, and 6th. Elliott, Larson, Byron, Busher, Chastain, Bell, and Bowman round out the top 10. So far it seems Hendrick and Trackhouse are going to be our biggest rivals through the rest of this race here from Sonoma today. So here we are back racing, 12 laps to go. We made some repairs for that mistake we made, so we had to restart back in 7th, easily working by the 5 of Larson and Zilich. Now 3 wide with Elliott and Van Gisbergen, as the 34 of Todd Gilliland and the 33 of Will Brown stayed out on the racetrack because they flipped the stage. So some strategy being played. We get aggressive textbook pass there in SVG for third. Run Will Brown wide. Into second we go. Now trying to set up the 34 of Todd Gilliland to get the race lead back here. And a beautiful send there through the corner. Almost spun it out though. Almost a little too aggressive. But now into the carousel leading to the S's here. We get to the inside of Gilliland, get a little aggressive there, use him up a bit, and we are right back into the race lead here with 12 to go in Sonoma, leading Todd Gilliland and Shane Van Gisbergen. Then Austin Hill blows a tire, goes crashing in front of Denny Hamlin, and no caution. We stay green, but Austin Hill done for the day here in Sonoma. Now just 5 laps remaining. We lead SVG by half a second, the two of us with 11 seconds on the rest of the field, and then we go way wide into turn 2. Big mistake there. Van Gisbergen back to the lead here in Sonoma as we just do an absolute choke job, then get extremely aggressive with that insane dive bomb in the carousel. We don't spin SVG out, but we slow him down enough that we're able to get the lead back here through the S's, as the two of us have 11 seconds on Connor Zilich in third. Just absolutely dominant from the two of us here as we look to lap the 43 of Eric Jones, as a couple of guys make their green flag stops here. As we come close to the end of this race, we squeeze the 43 right there, but we get by him, and the caution will come out with 3 laps remaining because Alex Bowman has blown a tire in the 48 and will go crashing head on into the tire barrier. Hard crash for Bowman. He is out of this race from a top 10 running position, and disaster for the 48's playoff hopes, as that could be the end for Bowman, especially if Hocevar does not maintain top 10 in the points. And now with 2 to go, we'll easily clear Todd Gilliland, who stayed out once again for the race lead. So here we are on the final lap presented by Credit One Bank here in Sonoma. We have 3 seconds on the 34. Some kind of problem happened with SVG. He was forced to pit coming to the white flags. Now here we are through the final left-hand turn, and we are going to sweep the weekend, winning the Cup Series at Sonoma. 3 for 3. tremendous performance, absolute dominance here in the wine country road course of Sonoma Raceway, winning the truck race, winning the Xfinity race, and now winning the Cup race. A clean sweep, all 3 races on the weekend. First to do it since Kyle Busch back at Bristol in, I believe, 2018, if I remember correctly. As we break down here in the hairpin corner to celebrate our 10th win of the season and the 62nd of our NASCAR Cup Series career in NASCAR Heat 5 as we celebrate in Victory Lane with the crew after a tremendously successful season, successful race so far. What a race. It was great battling SVG all day long. It was unfortunate he didn't get the finish that he deserved. We weren't able to battle it out there at the end. As you see the final results, we win the race. William Byron ends up finishing in second. Todd Gilliland played the strategy to perfection, gets a great third-place finish. Buescher and Chase Elliott gets another top 5. Connor Zilisch is 6th, followed by Chastain in 7th. Larson, Briscoe, Logano round out the top 10. How about a top 15 ever from Riley Herbst? Will Brown down there in 17th, top 20 for him. Then the guys who didn't get the finishes where they were running, all the way down in 33rd, Denny Hamlin. SVG finishes 35th after, I guess, running out of gas, coming to the white flag, being forced to pit. And then Noah Gragson, Bowman, Seabell, and Austin Hill all DNF'd with tire issues, mechanical issues, and whatnot. So here's the updated Cup Series playoff standings. 2 races remain in the regular season. Myself, Byron, Larson, Buescher, Logano, Briscoe all comfortably in with victories. Blaney, Bell, Hamlin still have the good points buffers to that cut line. Chase Elliott now has slipped his way into the top 10 in points by just 13 points over Ross Chastain. So that moves Carson Hocevar to the first wildcard spot. Joining him is Tyler Reddick, which means Bowman is now out with Ryan Preece. Bowman behind Reddick by 50 and Preece behind Reddick by 75. And you see Haley out by 40, and then Josh Berry, Bubba Wallace on down, must-win territory for our next 2 races at Gateway, and of course the regular season finale from Daytona. That's the end of this episode. As always, I'm going to give a special shout-out to my channel members, so thank you so much to JJ, Brenda Breen, and Jeremy Isley for your support. I really appreciate it. It means a ton to me. Helps this channel and I continue to grow, produce some awesome content. Now pushing towards 2,000 subscribers, so thank you guys so much for watching. And if you are watching and are not subscribed, please do subscribe. It's completely free. It only takes a couple of seconds. I would really, really appreciate it. And if you want to become a paid channel member like these 3 and get your shout out at the end of the video, link is in the description down below. And until next episode from Gateway in St. Louis, I hope you all have a good one.